The topic of the session is tense. When we study tense, we study the major three divisions. One is present tense, the other one is past tense, and we study future tense. So when we take present tense, we have four classifications in that. One is simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. So we have to study these four classifications when we take present tense. One is simple present, the other one is present continuous, the tense that is progressive. So it is also called as a progressive tense because it is continuous. It denotes some continuous activity, so it is called as either continuous tense or a progressive tense. Then present perfect, where we use perfect tense auxiliary verbs, so the tense is called as a perfect tense. Here we are going to study present perfect tense. Present perfect continuous. So the perfect tense, which is also progressive in present tense, is called as present perfect continuous. Now let's go to the example so that it will be easy for us to study. Subject, here Raju is the subject, which is third person singular. Raju wells the plates is given there. So Raju is third person singular. Hence, in simple present tense, we are adding an S to the verb, which is very, very essential. Suppose the subject is they, the verb pattern should have welled alone. The additional S will be omitted or forgotten. Because the subject is third person singular, I am adding an additional S to the verb. Raju wells the plates, which is simple present tense. Let's go to present continuous tense or the progressive tense in present tense. Raju is welding the plates. The activity is not over, it is continuing, so it has a present participle. What is the present participle? Let's concentrate here. The present tense verb plus ing is called as a present participle verb. Weld plus ing, welding, is a present participle. Eat plus ing, eating. Sing plus ing, singing. Draw plus ing, drawing. Paint plus ing, painting. So a verb, a present tense verb plus ing addition is called as a present participle. Here, in any continuous tense for that matter, the verb pattern must consist of a present participle root verb. Whether it is present tense or past tense, the root verb must be in present participle. That is very, very essential. I repeat, whether it is present tense or past tense, the root verb, that is the main verb, must be in present participle in all the continuous tenses or in all the progressive tenses. Let's go to the example once again. It is a present continuous tense which we are studying now. Raju, the subject. Okay, Raju is welding the plates. Is welding is the present participle verb which goes along with the auxiliary verb, be form of the auxiliary verb is. Now we come to present perfect. As I mentioned already, a perfect tense must have a perfect tense auxiliary in it. Here the perfect tense auxiliary is has. Raju has welded the plates. Here we have to note the subject. The subject is third person singular. So the perfect tense auxiliary is has. Only has goes with the third person singular subject in the present tense. Suppose the subject is plural in present tense, then what is the perfect tense auxiliary I have to use becomes a question here. I repeat, suppose the subject is plural, what is the perfect tense auxiliary I have to use here? Becomes a question. It becomes have. Suppose the subject is they have welded the plates. The subject is Raju, which is third person singular, so Raju has welded the plates. Raju have welded the plates is an incorrect form. Have will not go with the third person singular form of the subject, so which has to be noted very carefully. Raju has welded the plates together. Here one more thing we have to notice, the verb form. Let's come to the root verb form. We studied in the continuous tense it should take ing. Similarly, there is another rule for this perfect tense. How the root form, root of the root verb goes under this kind of a modification we have to check. All perfect tense auxiliaries have, has and had take only past participle form of the verb structure when the root verb comes immediately after that, which is very, very noteworthy. The perfect tense auxiliaries like has, have and had, when it takes a root verb, immediately after that, they take only a past participle form of the root verb. That is the third column verb which you study usually. Suppose you say eat, ate, eaten, has eaten. It takes only the third form, the past participle form of the verb. Suppose it is paint, paint, painted, painted you say. So the second painted, which you call it in the past participle form, go along with the have and has and had, the perfect tense auxiliaries. So perfect tense auxiliaries, irrespective of the tense, they take only past participle structure, and here progressive tense always takes a present participle structure. These rules should not be forgotten. Raju has welded the plates. It is present tense, so I am using has. I am using has for one more reason. It is because of the third person singular subject. And welded is the root verb form because the perfect tense auxiliary always takes a past participle form. That's why it has become welded. Raju has welded the plates. Now we go to present perfect continuous tense. Raju has been welding the plates. That's the example given. Let's see. Present tense, and it is also perfect. It is also continuous. So the indication, this word indicates there is a perfect tense auxiliary, and the continuous, this word indicates the verb is in present participle. As I mentioned already, all continuous tenses must take a present participle form of the verb. So the verb must take ing. That is indicated here. And perfect indicates the presence of have, has or had. As it is present tense, only have or has is possible. Let's see the subject. If the subject is singular, then only has is possible in present tense. If the subject is plural, then we can take have in the verb pattern. Let's take the example. Raju has been welding the plates. Raju is third person singular subject, so I'm using has as it is, as I have used here. Raju has been welding the plates. Has, when it takes a root verb, immediately after it, it must be in past participle. So I'm inserting or I'm giving one more verb form to change this root verb into its continuous tense, or to add ing along with this root form, which is incredible along with has. I have to give another verb in between has and welding, that is been. So this is the pattern which we should not forget. In all perfect continuous tenses, been plus present participle will be there. This is a formula which we should not forget. Suppose it is past tense, past perfect continuous, this has will change into had, that's all. Had been welding. Raju had been welding. Now here it is present tense, so I'm using has been welding, that's all. This been welding will not change, as past participle structure will not change with the perfect tense auxiliaries, and the progressive tenses always take ing format. This been welding format is the fixed format for perfect continuous tenses, whether it is present or past. Been will not change. Been plus present participle verb structure will not change. So this is a fixed format for perfect continuous tenses. Past continuous, we have seen present continuous prior. Past perfect, we have already seen present perfect. And past perfect continuous, we have studied present perfect continuous before this. Okay. Now we move on to the example. Same example, I've just changed the verb form here for better understanding. The same subject, but the verb form differs because it is past tense here. Raju welded the plates. Welded tells you it is in past tense, simple past tense. There is no auxiliary verb before it. There is simple past tense. Raju welded the plates together. It's very easy for understanding. The verb is past tense, so we can easily understand it is simple past. Then past continuous. So all continuous tense should have an ing form of the verb we have studied. So welded should be welding only. Then what should change? The verb, the auxiliary verb that comes before the main verb changes. Raju is singular, so it is was. Suppose the subject is plural, it will be were, that's all. Raju was welding the plates. That's in past continuous. Suppose the subject is they here. They were welding the plates. Now we move on to the third example, past perfect. When we move on to the perfect tense, in past tense especially, we have only one formation of the perfect tense auxiliary available. Only one perfect tense auxiliary available in past tense, that is had. Whether the subject is plural or singular, irrespective of that, the past perfect verb will always be had, which go along with the subject. Whether it is a plural subject or a singular subject, you need not bother, because had goes along with both plural and singular in past tense, but it denotes the tense is only past, that's all. That too, the auxiliary is perfect, so we call it as past perfect tense, that's all. And the rule is as usual, for all perfect tense auxiliaries, we have to use the past participle form of the root verb. That will not change here. Had, welded. Had plus welded. So welded is the third form, the past participle form. Weld, welded, welded. The second welded, which is in the third column, which we call it as past participle usually. So Raju had welded the plates. Suppose the subject is we or they, even then the verb pattern will not change, it will be the same. We had welded the plates, or they had welded the plates, or the students had welded the plates. Had will not change for the plurality or the singularity of the subject, which is to be noted carefully. Then past perfect continuous. Raju had been welding the plates. Past tense we have said, so the perfect, and it is also perfect. Had is a perfect tense auxiliary which is in past tense, so we have substituted here. Raju had, but it is continuous also, so we have to give the main verb form in the continuous tense. So we have added ing, we have given in present participle verb here. Had welding. Had welding is not possible, so in between had and welding I am giving another verb form, another auxiliary, been. So had plus past participle is satisfied in this usage of been itself. Be plus e in addition satisfies the rule of the perfect tense auxiliaries, which takes only the past participle form of the verb. Had plus been. The rule is satisfied. Now the tense is continuous, so I am giving a present participle verb structure here. Had been welding the plates. Raju had been welding the plates. That's all. I repeat once again. Simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. Raju welded the plates. Tense is past and it is simple. Raju was welding the plates. Continuous tense we come to know by the usage of present participle verb. Raju had welded the plates. It is past perfect. We come to know by the usage of the had, the auxiliary had. Raju had been welding the plates. We come to know it is past perfect continuous because the tense is progressing. Welding tells that, and usage of had tells it is perfect, and that too in past, so it is past perfect continuous. Now we move on to future tense. Now we see the classifications of future tense. There are 4 classifications as we have already seen in present and past. The same classifications: simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous. Simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous. We'll move on to the example. The example, the verb pattern alone is changed for better understanding, as I said already. Let's take the same example, but the verb pattern has changed to denote it as future tense. Raju will weld the plates. Will tells you the tense is future. And the simple usage, will plus just present form of the verb, gives simple future. Will plus present form, will or shall plus present form of the verb tells it is simple future. Raju will weld the plates. Raju will be welding the plates. Usage of present participle tells the sentence is continuous, the tense is continuous. Usage of will tells it is future. So along with will I cannot immediately after will I cannot use present participle, so I am giving another verb in between will and the present participle root, that is be. Will be welding. Raju will be welding the plates. So ing addition to the root verb and the usage of will tells you the tense is future continuous. Raju will have welded the plates. This is the third example given. So usage of will tells you it's future tense, and future perfect. That this tense is future perfect. The usage of perfect tense auxiliary have tells you the tense is perfect. And immediately after have or has, if we are giving a root verb, it should be in past participle. We have seen it already. So this, according to that rule, I'm giving a past participle verb form here. Have, welded. Whether it is have or has or had. Immediately after that, immediately after these auxiliary verbs have, has or had, we want to add a root form, then we have to give it in past participle structure. We have seen it already. Same rule getting satisfied here, that's all. Will, have, welded. So the tense is future perfect. Future tense, the indication is will. And it is perfect tense once again. So the have tells it is perfect. Will, have, welded tells the tense is future perfect. Will have, Raju will have welded the plates. Now we move on to future perfect continuous. Raju will have been welding the plates. Raju will have been welding the plates is future perfect continuous. I repeat, Raju will have been welding the plates is future perfect continuous. The usage of the article will tells you the tense is future. The usage of the perfect tense auxiliary have tells the tense is perfect. And the addition of ing along with the root verb tells it is progressive tense or a continuous tense. So the rule is satisfied, future perfect continuous. What we have to remember? We have to remember to use this particular verb structure. Will plus, have plus, been plus a present participle form of the verb will give future perfect continuous. Will plus, have plus a past participle root form of the verb will give future perfect tense. Will plus, be plus a present participle root verb will give future continuous tense. And will plus simple present tense verb will give simple future tense. So this must be taken into consideration, or this we have to remember this rule to study future tense.